Thank you to our sponsor, MBA Growth Partners.
Hello and welcome to Studio 501c3. I'm your host, Kim Jones, CEO of the Nonprofit Village. Our show features nonprofit organizations designated as 501c3 by the IRS for providing a public benefit. Your donations to them are deductible in most cases. Nonprofit Village and Montgomery Community Media are partners on Studio 501c3. We're proud of this collaboration, and we're proud to feature our county's excellent nonprofit programs and services. Today's show features Silver Spring Village, which works to build and sustain a network of neighbors, helping neighbors to remain in their homes and stay engaged with their community as they age. And to share with us how Silver Spring Village accomplishes that is Executive Director Doug Gaddis. Welcome, Doug.
Hi, thanks so much, Kim. We're pleased to be here.
Good. Well, I think people will be very interested in what the village does. And it's nice to have another village to talk to. Silver Spring Village is one of a number of villages that exist all around the county, and it's not a new concept, but it's something that's really been growing in Montgomery County. It's all about enhancing the well-being of older adults in the community, right?
Exactly. The village movement started a little around 20 years ago, actually, in Boston, and gradually spread across the country. And I believe there are even a couple of villages in Canada now. And for some reason, DC is a real hotbed of village activity. The entire region, in Montgomery County alone, there are about 27 villages.
Are we just more engaging people in this region?
I think so. And I like to say that, this area is just full of feisty older people.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. So tell us more about how you help seniors really sustain that social engagement, how they get access to some of the help that they need in order to stay engaged and to help them with their everyday needs.
Sure. So our village approach really is a two-pronged effort. One of them really addresses social isolation, which study after study show that social isolation is on a peer with obesity, with heart disease, with smoking up to 5 packs a day in terms of its health consequences on older adults. So we are a very active village in terms of social events. We, in a normal year, we will have anywhere between 600 and 700 social, educational, recreational, cultural events.
Wow.
So that is a busy calendar.
Number, yeah. How are you pulling off? So tell us a little bit about some of the activities then.
So the activities really range according to the interests of the members. Mm-hmm. We have canasta groups, we have Scrabble groups, we have groups that get together and write their memoirs or write poetry. So really whatever, if we can find 2 or 3 people who share an interest, we can make a group around that. Wow. In addition, we do things like group trips to theaters or concerts, wine tastings, so some things that are more ad hoc.
So it's really organic. It like you said, it can start with just 2 that are interested in something, and then you will be responsive and help to coordinate that small group, and then maybe it grows from there.
Very much, very much. I think one of the things that is really unique about, certainly about Silver Spring Village, is that we put the power in the hands of the seniors. We are not coming in as an organization to say, this is what you have to do and this is how you have to do it. Right. We are enabling a community of older adults to find ways to be with one another in ways that are fulfilling to them.
Okay. All right. So those are fun things. Those are things that people can take advantage of and participate in and find out more about. But Aging in Place also focuses on allowing people to remain in their homes as long as possible. And sometimes you need a little bit of help in order to retain that independence or some semblance of independence. So what kind of support, critical support will the village provide for that kind of activity?
Well, aside from the social events, the 600 or so social events, in a typical year, we provide about 2,200 volunteer services. So those can really be, they run a wide gamut. As one of my board members says, you can ask us to do anything that you might otherwise ask your son-in-law or daughter-in-law to do for you.
Okay.
So that's a really good way for people to understand that we don't do personal care, but will we come in and change a light bulb? Will we help get boxes of clutter out of your basement? Can we take you on errands or go perform errands for you, go grocery shopping or visit a pharmacy? When you have the inevitable technology glitch that so many people have been having for the last year, we have people who can help out with that. If you are having medical appointments and have a serious or a complicated condition, we have specially trained medical note takers who can accompany you to an appointment to make sure that all of your questions are answered. They take notes and then can go over the information with you after you're in your own home.
Oh, that's incredible.
So there really are a lot of things, and people come up with
you said how many hours? Was it 2,200?
It's about 2,200 services. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So does there have to be some kind of screening, vetting, bonding, insuring of volunteers, or what happens there?
Sure. Well, we want to make sure our members are safe, of course. So for all of our volunteers, and we have about 150 volunteers, all of our volunteers are required to go through a background check. And if you are going to be a volunteer driver, which is a subset of our larger volunteer pool, then you would also have to do a driver's check.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about the structure of the membership and more about the services. We're talking to Doug Gaddis, and we want to learn more. You're watching Studio 501c3 on Montgomery Community Media. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
You are there for them. We are here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Studio 501c3. I'm Kim Jones, and with me today is Executive Director of Silver Spring Village, Doug Gaddis. So before the break, we were talking a little bit about how you're screening the volunteers, excuse me. But let's get into a little bit, I think, about the membership. What's the structure of membership? What are the benefits? How many members do you have?
Sure. So currently we have about 225 members. To be a member of the village, our service area is all of zip codes 20910, 20901, and a small portion of 20815 that lies east of Rock Creek Park.
Oh, okay.
So that's really the sort of the downtown central core of Silver Spring, and then stretching out all the way out to White Oak. And To be a member, we have two different kinds of membership. We have associate memberships, which really are for people who are mostly interested in the social elements of the village. They want to be able to come to the events, they want to make friends, things like that. And then we have full members who receive all of those opportunities, as well as being eligible for the volunteer services.
Okay.
And those can either be individual or couples memberships. And they start at $150 a year and go up to $450 a year.
Okay. And for volunteers, there's also some training required in addition to the background screening?
We do. We have an initial training, an orientation training that's about 2 hours long. That really walks a volunteer through the process of communicating with an elder adult, some things to be aware of about potential loss of certain senses, perhaps hearing loss or vision that's not as acute. And just really thinking about how you approach someone that may or may not be part of your own generation.
Okay. And, that's a good way to kind of segue into the whole inclusion. How do you ensure that you're reaching a diverse audience? If you're having to provide any kind of volunteer services that are culturally competent, looking at a diverse pool of volunteers, what does that look like for you?
Sure. Well, of course, Silver Spring is one of the most diverse portions of Montgomery County, both linguistically, ethnicity, race, income levels. So we really do place a premium on being able to work with diverse communities. And I'm proud to say that we are a fairly diverse village. That is something that villages across the country struggle with, to be honest. But we do put a priority on it. We have a diversity plan that has been in place for a number of years. So we are always actively looking for ways that we can work with communities in ways that make sense to them and fit with their strengths that are already there.
Okay. What else do you need people to know about the Silver Spring Village?
Well, I'd say, first of all, if you are not a member of either Silver Spring Village, or if you're not eligible for us, and you are 60 or older, find a village in your neighborhood. Because it is just an amazing add-on to life. It really, it brings so much joy to our members and our volunteers. And I would say that, really find ways that you can create community. It's difficult, I think, in the DC area where we're so invested in our careers, and then suddenly you've retired and you're home and you found out, oh, I don't even know the name of the people who live across the street.
Yeah. And getting started early can make a difference. So you don't have to wait until you're at retirement age or anything. I always tell friends, well, try to start when you're earlier, figure out, how you want to spend your time.
Absolutely.
We're about out of time right now, but Doug, this was great information. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. We were, again, delighted to be here and share information about what we're doing.
Good. To find out more about Silver Spring Village programs and services, visit their website at silverspringvillage.org. Studio 501c3 is your window on nonprofits in Montgomery County. I'm Kim Jones, CEO of the Nonprofit Village. Join us next time on Montgomery Community Media for more of Studio 501c3. Have a great day.